Oceans Day was this week, and while Sri Lanka is yet battling the aftermath of the Express Pearl disaster, we can't forget that the ocean is our lifeline. It's an ecosystem that's inextricably intertwined with us, and an amazing one too. Here's one surprising fact. The planet's longest mountain range, the mid-ocean ridge, is underwater, a whopping 40,350 miles and 10 times longer than the Andes. Welcome to Kaleidoscope with me, Savithri Rodrigo. Oh, and if you like what we are doing with Kaleidoscope, please don't forget to press this like sign when you watch the program. It gives us a great lift.
Did you know you can open a digital fixed deposit with just 5,000 rupees? Open a CDB iDeposit digital fixed deposit today. CDB, your friend.
Today we look at fashion size zero debate, cryptocurrencies, planning for sunset years, Invest Sri Lanka 2021 and the Tea Project, plus our usual jam-packed program with news over the last week. We begin our Empower Capital snapshot highlighting Invest Sri Lanka 2021, organised this week by the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka, the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce and the Colombo Stock Exchange. Sri Lanka urgently needs to get more foreign direct investment, but is this the time? Which is what I asked BOI Chairman Sanjay Mohotala when I popped into the Investor Forum. At this point of time, when the whole world is still battling the onset of the pandemic and trying to get things in order, why did Sri Lanka decide to have an investment forum right at this point of time?
This is a journey that we started almost a year ago, and there's many positive steps that the country has taken, whether it's a strategy, the policies, or all the ongoing initiatives. I think this is the time to share with the investor community to follow us in that journey and let whoever wants to take advantage early on to jump on the bandwagon. And secondly, the statistics always shows that the companies who take advantage during adversity comes out top, and also doing so expands their margin and the top line as well. So case in point being the companies who are already in Sri Lanka, 1,200 odd. Half of the investment that came into the country last year was companies reinvesting. And with all the things that we are rolling out, why not now? I couldn't think of a better time.
Meanwhile, Sri Lanka's foreign reserves continue to drop. It's now at a mere $42.28 million US. The Sri Lankan government plans on bringing down its debt to 75% of GDP by 2025. This year, income from Sri Lanka's apparel industry is expected to drop by 20% due to the pandemic. And the Tokyo Olympics is going green, with the medal platform made from 24.5 tons of recycled material and the 5,000 medals molded entirely from recycled consumer electronics. Don't judge a book by its cover. In a bid to fight prejudice, the Human Library in Denmark allows people to borrow a person for 30 minutes and listen to their life story. Coming up, Dishana Amarasekara, Rizmi Sharif, Samita Hemachandra and Rukshi Fernando Seniviratna. We'll be back with our Empower Capital News Capsule.
When you lose faith in investing, somewhere in the financial ecosystem, a business loses its potential to grow or even survive. To endure these trying times, we see a broader perspective in investments. We see unconventional areas of investment that will regain your faith in investing. We see businesses that are already growing by taking on the challenges of the new normal. We translate decades of experience into strategies to empower you with innovative investment solutions. We are Empower Capital.
Welcome back to our Empower Capital News Capsule, and we are celebrating World Oceans Day. Did you know that the biggest waterfall in the world, which you see on the backdrop, is underwater in the Denmark Strait, where a massive cascade plummets more than 11,500 feet? There's been a lot of debate about cryptocurrency, with some countries even banning it or restricting its use, while others like El Salvador have given it legal tender status. I asked Rizmi Sharif, founder and CEO of M2 Capital, a company which specializes in blockchain and digital assets advisory, why cryptocurrencies have such a convoluted persona and what role he expects cryptocurrencies to play in the future of global commerce.
We are not used to a system that is issuing a currency without a central bank. That's why I think there are people against it and for it too, and there is a lot of skepticism about it. a decentralized ledger and owned by the network of computers is new to everyone. But crypto, as we know, is a natural evolution of currencies. We started with barter, commodity money, paper money, fiat money, and then now we have moved to digital money, and that is cryptocurrencies. What we have now is an underlying technology called blockchain technology that is powering cryptocurrencies. It's already disrupting supply chain and a lot of the aspects of global trade. We will see more and more of this happening as the technology and cryptocurrencies evolve into what it is going to serve the future global transactions.
The stock market opened the week a little in the red. But by end of Thursday, the all-share price index was up by 0.47% and the average daily turnover was 2.3 billion rupees. US prices hit a 3-year high on WTI oil, trading at $70 per barrel, the first time since October 2018. After more than 2 months of continuous gains, gold finally moved down slightly this week and was at $1,881 per ounce. Last week, we touched on the subject of Sri Lanka having one of the fastest aging populations in this region. 13% of Sri Lanka's population is over 60 years of age, and it's expected to rise to 1/4 of our population by 2040. Knowing this, have we Sri Lankans planned our retirement well? I put this question to GM Marketing of Srilanka Life Insurance, Samantha Hemachandra. Srilanka Life, by the way, was once again ranked the most valuable life insurance brand in Sri Lanka in a ranking of Sri Lanka's most valuable brands.
When we looked at our statistics, we found that most of the retired people were now dependent on their children and relations. Why? Because they have not planned their retirement well. Only about 5% of Sri Lankans were having a comfortable retired life. So this is a serious social issue. Being a socially responsible organization, we at Srilanka Life have introduced the concept of retirement planning. The whole purpose of this concept is to create greater awareness about the need for retirement and, of course, to educate the public. And we request all Sri Lankans to take this matter seriously and plan their retirement well in advance. We also have introduced very attractive and affordable retirement planning products to the market.
Australia has found one of the world's biggest dinosaur species, a plant-eating sauropod who lived about 96 million years ago. It was as long as a basketball court and tall as a 2-story building, and it's been named Australopithecus copenhagensis. And with that dinosaur news, we end Empower Capital News Capsule for this week.
Did you know you can open a digital fixed deposit with just 5,000 rupees? Open a CDB iDeposit digital fixed deposit today. CDB, your friend.
Deeshana Amarasekara comes up on Life in 60, but right after this break is Rukshi Fernando Senviratna on Srilanka Life. Let's talk.
With Srilanka Life Pension Saver, Sri Lanka's premier retirement plan, start planning for your retirement today. Srilanka Life, a relationship for life.
The debate on size zero models has been heating up for a few years now, primarily due to the physical and psychological abuse models are subjected to maintain the specs which the fashion industry demands. From bulimia and anorexia, starvation to depression and even suicide, the effects of size zero has gone beyond the ramp and into homes of children and teenagers who aspire to get into the fashion industry, making this a very dangerous, life-threatening trend. Change has to come, and one of those leading the way was Tyra Banks, who introduced plus-size models into America's Next Top Model, and fashion houses Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton, Marc Jacobs, Saint Laurent and Balenciaga put out a model charter with guidelines for healthy models representing their brands. But whether this will actually change the size zero narrative is left to be seen. Rukshi Fernando Senviratna, the head of design and co-founder of Rum Punch Designer Swimwear, decided to change the perception here. She gave her Rum Punch swimsuits a punch by changing the entire look, using multiple ages and multiple sizes of women to model her look. Rukshi, welcome to Kaleidoscope and Seliko Live. Let's talk. How do you see fashion in the light of size zero?
If I talk about Sri Lanka, I think it's changing now. When it comes to the world, it did change a little, maybe a year or two before, but in Sri Lanka it's happening now, and I think it's really great because we do need that because everyone is not size zero. We all have different body types and body issues and all of those. So yes, it's changing, and which is really great.
So what do you think international fashion has done to change the perception of size zero models and the whole size zero fashion industry? And is Sri Lanka following suit?
Social media is a big thing. Everything is now on social media, especially Instagram, Facebook, and now it's TikTok and all of those. So I mean, what they have done, when I say they, international market, what they have done is all their models to their campaigns, everything is to do with day-to-day women or girls, more than like, perfect body. They don't even retouch anymore. I mean, some brands they do because that's their, brand identity, but they are changing, but not, I mean, there are some brands who have gone like all out, like, they use no retouching, they use real women, and which is great in Sri Lanka, and I think we are just following that now. All the brands are using now like real women, and yeah, so it's pretty awesome.
So what is the message that should go out to designers, to conceptualizers, to models that size zero is no longer a hero?
Well, okay, there are two sides. I think there are some girls who can't, gain weight. That's their size. Size zero is their size, which is fine. But there are some models who think they have to be size zero, which I don't think it's right, and they don't have to do that. Just, eat healthy, eat what you like, and exercise. Just be healthy. So that's the best thing I think I would say to everyone. To, be yourself, be healthy.
In the modeling industry, there's a lot of pressure on models where everyone strives to be that size zero. But is that what is expected? How do we change that right now?
So I think it's the designers, the organizers of the whole fashion industry or fashion shows and all of that events, and then I think it's mainly the top end, the designers, the organizers, and then the models do come after, and also us, like the customers, what we see, who we look at, or who the audience is. So we all have to change or think that that this is what real life is, or real model industry is. Model industry is not just that perfect zero, 6 foot tall girl. It's just like us, I'm a 5-footer who's not a zero. I would like to be on the ramp, but I don't think I can because we are not there as yet. But I think we are slowly changing now. Also with this whole situation of, the whole world is going with, we can't bring models down. So we have to use what we have in Sri Lanka also, which is great because we all get opportunity. Some girls are not size zero, some girls are zero. So I think we need a mix of both.
So where do you see size zero models heading in this new age of fashion?
It might take some time, we want to, but there is that, like I said, gray area that we might take some time for that change. Even now, even if I tell you, okay, size zero might not be there, but when we are designing, we always sort of picture that. I don't know why. I do want to change, and I am changing, but it just, even that sketch we do is that. So I think it might take a few more years for that to change, or the new generation, we might have to change from there.
The industry does need to change. Size zero is not a hero anymore, and unless the entire industry, and of course we as customers, see it that way, it's going to be a long walk on that ramp with a lot of casualties along the way. Thank you, Rukshika, for joining us on Seliko Live Let's Talk and for showcasing real women in your campaign where age, weight, look or size doesn't really matter. It is all about how you feel inside.
With Selinco Life Pension Saver, Sri Lanka's premier retirement plan, start planning for your retirement today. Selinco Life, a relationship for life.
And coming up is a cafe kumbuk idea for doing good with our used saris. And Dishana Amarasekara takes that baton for the tea project. The ocean is a marvelous place, isn't it? Did you know that when corals flourish, it becomes a natural sunscreen for algae? Another question, do you have used saris? Would you like to do some good with them? Well, here's your chance. Cafe Kumbuk, together with the Tea Project, would like to use your saris for an extremely worthy cause. And here's what the cause is. As Dishana Amarasekara, the founder of Deva Residency in Kandy and a live wire behind the Tea Project, explains.
The Tea Project stands for Training, Empowerment and Awareness, and is a children's rights-led INGO in Sri Lanka, registered UK charity. They support disadvantaged children and young people from poor tea plantation communities. Established in 2014, they have donated frontline empowerment training to thousands of children and professionals across the island. Some amazing projects they have conducted at the center are the Tiny Tea Preschool, which is a free preschool, youth empowerment training, after-school support programs, working with many schools from the neighborhood, a children's program called EAST, which stands for Education, Arts, Sport, Environment, Saturday service programs for adult community members and unemployed youth, a wonderful food program where they provide daily food for children, team members and volunteers. The Tea Project believes that developing skills and confidence in young people is key to securing a positive and sustainable future.
So all you have to do is drop off your used saris at Cafe Kumbuk before the 30th of June and your heart and your saris will surely feel good. Don't forget to press like when you watch our program each week, and do subscribe to Kaleidoscope with Savithri Rodrigo if you haven't done so already. Plus, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Keep those hands clean. Wash them constantly with Amami hand wash. We love the variety of fragrances it comes in. Have a great weekend ahead, and do take heed to our Kaleidoscope takeaway. You can either see yourself as a wave in the ocean, or you can see yourself as the ocean. Oprah Winfrey.